That is the first time I have ever seen a warning elephant sign. Wow. I reckon that will do, Marianne. What do you think?
You did good.
After setting off from the UK in January 2020, in an attempt to drive around the world in our old Fiat Ducato van Trudy, we still can't quite believe that we've actually arrived in Malaysia.
Oh, there's monkeys on the road.
This is madness.
Yet here we are, after 4 years of driving, heading down to Johor Bahru, mainland Malaysia's most southerly city. I lived in Singapore back in the 80s, and being only a couple of kilometres away, it was the perfect chance to go and catch up with some of my old college friends. Singapore doesn't allow camper vans, so we jumped on a bus. It was so lovely to see everyone again, and although we hadn't seen everyone for so many years, we laughed like it was yesterday.
Cheers!
The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Marcel Proust.
Good morning. After that fabulous weekend in Singapore, we've woken up here in a hotel in Johor Bahru, right at the south of Malaysia. It's another beautiful sunny day here in Malaysia. We're pretty well packed up.
We are, and I'd like to thank our niece Molly for teaching us a couple of terminology. We only have a couple of coat hangers, so she taught us the word floordrobe.
Yeah.
So yes, we had a floordrobe.
But the floordrobe is pretty well tidy now. But before we hit the road, we're going to go find a roti, because I think there's a roti shop at the end of the street here. We'll go get some breakfast. Morning. There's Trudy, ready for the next adventure. In fact, if you're wondering what's in the windscreen, all of these are tickets that we had to put, one for each hour that we parked here. Tell you what, you can feel the heat as soon as you come out of your aircon room outside. It's definitely humid. We haven't actually slept in Trudy since we've been in Malaysia, but we're going to give it a bash tonight. But I think it's going to be quite hard going. For those of you that have ever been on holiday over to Malaysia, you'll know what I'm talking about. Dua kopi si kosong, dua roti canai plain, and dua roti canai onion. So you can actually see them making the roti. Selamat pagi. That's my onion roti there. Yeah, this is a typical breakfast place here in Malaysia. They have curries out here for lunch, and roti, best way to start the day, right?
I love roti. If I can't have a Turkish breakfast, I'm having roti.
So in case you're wondering, I speak a few words of Malay is because years ago when I lived in Singapore, I used to live with a Malay family. But when you do order white coffee or coffee, they normally put like condensed milk in it, which makes it really, really sweet. So if you say kosong, it means no sugar. Oh, it's good. Terima kasih. There you go. Breakfast for a queen.
Oh, thank you. It's really light, flaky bread. And then I'm not so keen on the spice, so I always ask for just the dal curry, which is really tasty and flavoursome.
There you go. 3 things of dal. So if you're new to rotis over here in Malaysia, roti canai, you can actually get different types. You can have it with onion, you can have it plain, you can have it with cheese in some places. I've gone for an onion one, and so there's got onions inside. And then you've got 3 types of curry, normally a dal curry, a spicy fish curry, and this one, I'm not sure, probably a meat curry of some form. Okay, it's roti time. Trudy is all packed up. She's ready to go, baking in the sun. But before we left, we wanted to show you the map and our route for Malaysia. But it was too hot to do it outside, so we've come into this little workroom that they've got in the hotel. Marianne looks like a TV show presenter. Okay, so let's show you. This is the map of Malaysia. So we're currently down here in Johor, and the plan today is we're going to be heading past Kota Tinggi, down to the coastline. And then basically over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be heading all the way up the coast, all the way to Kota Bharu, and then back down through the middle, back to KL because we've got to do some work on the brakes. And then after that, we're heading back up through the Cameron Highlands here, up to Penang, up to Langkawi, and then we'll be heading into Thailand. So it's going to be a busy month ahead, lots to see and do, and I think it's time we hit the road.
Let's do it.
So the first stop we're going today is about half an hour away. It's still in Johor, back into the city, because there's a very unique and unusual looking temple that we've heard about that we have to go and check out. Bit of early morning traffic here in Johor this morning. So a lot of you ask, why don't we have aircon in Trudy, or why don't we fit aircon in Trudy? Trudy does actually have some aircon while we're driving, although it is a bit of an old system and doesn't work that good. But really, we've looked at putting aircon in, but it's the power. It's the amount of power. Trudy's only got 200 amp batteries, and there's not really any more space to fit any more in the locker. So it is what it is. And we are actually, when we fix the leak in the roof, the company that we visited is going to look at trying to put an extractor fan in the roof or aircon and increasing our battery power if they can. So watch this space. We'll be able to tell you more on that in a week or so's time. Johor Bahru is actually a massive city. I didn't realise it was so big. It's been years since I've passed through here, but it's one of the cities. A lot of people from Singapore come to Malaysia because everything is slightly cheaper here, or in some cases quite a lot cheaper, including fuel. So it's so close just to nip over the causeway and come into Johor. But there's so many more high rises than I remember. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so we've parked up and it's literally 5 minutes walk and we should be there.
We need
Car lock on?
Yeah, we need to remember to turn that off when we get in.
So yeah, in case a lot of you ask how are we worried about leaving Trudy in the cities and stuff like that, we always worry. But we've got a car lock alarm system in it, like tracker, which is fabulous. You should definitely check them out because it works absolutely great.
But just remember to turn it off before you get in, otherwise you get an alarm as you get in.
You get texts saying somebody's in your van. Here we go, they got some scaffolding on the entrance here, but wow.
Built in 1922, the temple is one of the oldest Hindu temples in Johor Bahru. But it hasn't always looked like this. Back in the 90s, the chief priest was riding through Bangkok in a tuk-tuk when he spotted a twinkling light a couple of miles away. The driver told him the light was coming from a temple, so he went there. It was the glass artwork at the temple gate that had caught his attention. He was so amazed that a small glass artwork captured his attention from so far away that he decided to use the same technique in his temple and believed that the impressive glasswork would attract devotees and visitors from all over the world. The new temple, with its 300,000 glass pieces, opened in 2009 and is the first glass temple in the world.
Well, that was absolutely fantastic. What a place. The detail is actually being renovated, parts of it, but definitely worth a visit. I've never seen anything like it. Woo! Right, we're back into the oven and we've got 45 minutes to the next destination. We're going to head northeast up towards Kota Tinggi.
And towards the coast.
Yeah, hopefully tonight we should be, if all goes according to plan, somewhere by a beach. Would be lovely. Whenever you're stationary, there's always bikes that wheedle their way down through the middle like that. You definitely need eyes in the back of your head. So the reversing camera's definitely helping Marianne, isn't it?
Yeah, I love my little reversing camera.
Trudy's getting a few horns from the motorbikes as they drive past. Always a lovely welcome here in Malaysia. It's not uncommon to see a whole family of 3, mum, dad and a young child, sometimes even 4, on a motorbike, with or without helmets. So I know we don't do that back home, but it's quite a common sight over here. Got a police car following us. Didn't take long to get noticed by the police somewhere along the line. The police car's tucked behind somebody else, so I don't think we're going to get pulled today. Nope, they've turned off. Yes. I think we definitely chose the right side of the traffic because it's jammed on the other side. It's interesting, many of the motorcyclists wear their jackets back to front. It must be to stop the wind. I know when I used to ride a motorbike, your jacket blows up with the air, which is actually nice, kind of cools you down. Although maybe the air's too hot here and it actually makes you warmer, I'm not sure. All these baby palms growing. It's one of the main crops you get over here. Palm oil, palm sugar, and rubber. We haven't seen any rubber trees yet, but Malaysia makes a lot of rubber. That's it, we just pulled off, saw the sign Selamat Datang Kota Tinggi, which means welcome to Kota Tinggi. Okay, we're just coming into downtown Kota Tinggi, and I'm pretty sure there should be a car park. Big river.
You can tell there's been a lot of rain because the river's brown.
Yeah.
It's washing all the mud off the mountains.
So there's a car park, so we need to try and get into there. Turn right again.
Oh, there's loads of parking here.
Okay. How do you pay for the parking? We had these tickets where we parked at the hotel, but they said they weren't working Kota Tinggi. They're like just for Johor Bahru. Okay, we just parked up on the road, and I think I saw a sign. That shop looks like they sell parking coupons. So we'll go and give it a bash. England.
Yeah. Oh, YouTube
It's very far.
Yeah.
Terima kasih.
What do I scratch?
Oh, so you scratch. It's okay.
Oh, you know what you're
I know
doing.
what I'm doing. And the heavens have opened. Don't you love rainy season? There you go. So we put the tickets in the window. So I think we should probably go and find some lunch, somewhere to shelter indoors a little bit. It's absolutely hammering it down. All right, Marianne.
We'd heard that the Yap Fung Noodle House was one of the best places to have a traditional lunch in Kota Tinggi. The restaurant had been in the Yap family for over 50 years, and 3 generations later it's now run by the Yap brothers. We ordered a plate of their famous pork noodles, which are all made on site. I just love these old school traditional restaurants, and could imagine the same restaurant making exactly the same food the same way all those years ago. As I always say, anywhere that's lasted that long must be good.
There you go, how good does that look? Noodles with some pork, different types of pork, some greens, and they got spicy sauce here. Comes with some soup with some bits in, probably a fish ball maybe.
Absolutely delicious. Stopping here for lunch was definitely a good idea.
So after that wonderful lunch, the rain has actually stopped for the moment, so we're going to enjoy it and have a little walk around. I've just spotted some street art down this road, so we're just going to go and check that out. There's a local lady just telling Marianne where to go and look at the street art, so that's nice. Everybody's very friendly.
It's quite common to find a couple of streets in each city filled with colourful art painted on the sides of buildings.
It's nice. Got art on the walls. It's a lovely little, oh, the sun's coming back out now.
That's a really cute little cat now.
Oh yeah, a little cat, some food stands. Oh, it's great.
Heading across the road, we found more colourful street art that brightened up what would have normally been a very dark, ordinary looking road.
Yeah, there's loads of them. So there's orangutans down there, look. And then we've got a transformer here. And what's that? Oh, it's a massive crocodile.
That is huge.
That's great. I'm loving this one. So they got the ostrich and they've made the neck out of the drain pipe. And there is the river that runs through Kota Tinggi. The river's looking very brown because it is monsoon season here in Malaysia, and it's obviously rained a lot, washed lots of mud into the river. Just spotted a baby monitor lizard.
You'll find a hawker centre in every town, filled with local food stalls. You'll get some of the best foods in them.
Okay, back into Trudy, and we've got about an hour and a half to the coast. See if we can find a nice beach park up, or somewhere near the water would be nice. I just can't get over how cheap the fuel is. So diesel is 2 ringgits and 15 cents a litre. And believe it or not, that is 36 pence a litre. 36 pence.
So wherever they're getting it from, can we get it in the UK at that price, please?
Yeah, we need to buy fuel from there.
We need to get fuel from wherever they're getting it from.
Wish it was like that when we were doing all those miles in the States. All the way across there you can see the cups on the bottom of the trees, and that is because they're all rubber trees. Okay, that is the first time I have ever seen a warning elephant sign.
And what's that?
And what the heck is that?
Is that a tapir?
Tapir? I don't know. There's some really weird animal warning signs, but one was definitely an elephant. I never thought I'd see an elephant warning sign. I can see the sea.
Oh my goodness.
So we'll suss it out. Yeah, there's a car park here. This looks good. So this is one option. And then we'll just drive to the end. Look at that. So there's loads of parking on the beach here. So right at the end, there is a little car park with a jetty where boats go off to the island. So we're going to see, because we haven't got the Jackery charged up yet, so we have no fridge and we have no food. So we're going to just drive around and see if we can see if there's anything open. Does it go anywhere this way?
No, it's blocked.
Is it? Yeah, there should be a car park down here because this is where the ferry goes to the island, so we might be able to get something to eat somewhere here. Maybe in that building there, they might do food. Let's have a look. There you go. That is the sea. Look at that. So yeah, I'm hoping they've got some kind of food in this building here, but we'll give it a bash.
Can you hear that? The jungle bugs noises.
There's definitely jungle behind you, Marianne.
Where the sea meets the jungle.
Of all things, I didn't expect to see a massive Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Nope. That was not what I was expecting to eat today.
That's the only food here.
Everything else is closed.
I reckon that will do, Marianne. What do you think?
You did good.
I think the beach spot came good. Let's have a look. Wow, and there's a breeze. Oh, it's lovely. Look at that for a beach. All the way along, sand. And it's super windy today, which is lovely. Oh, it's amazing.
Join us next time as we continue our around the world drive and head up Malaysia's east coast.